A warm welcome to everybody here on the Sunday call with the Light Warrior Collective. As per usual, I will be your tech host for today. If there's any difficulty, send me a direct message and I'll sort you out as soon as possible. We've got an epic topic today, but first of all, let me hand it over to our dear host, Inken.
Thank you so much, Wouter. Yeah, really warm welcome from me. I'm Inken, one of your hosts of the Light Warrior Collective, opening my heart to all of you, welcoming you into this beautiful space. And I'm very, very excited for today's topic because actually I'm beta testing right now a new quest of Mindvalley, which is called the Mystic Brain, which involves EFT. It's a big part of that quest, and I'm very fascinated by it, honestly. So I really love that today we dive deep and we open another chapter here to join Sonya's guidance. And a general thing for the Light Warrior Collective, I think we are almost all have been with us, but something that I would like to share also for those that check out the replays, that the Light Warrior Collective is here to create a safe space for you and to hold space for you and to kind of empower you through the tool of meditation, of guided meditation. And we come really from the frequency of love and light and of inspiration. So we love to have special guests that inspire you and that share their knowledge and wisdom with us, and to really create all the time new experience and new moments for you. It's beautiful that we have a really solid base of regular members that help us to hold this energy, to welcome new members in. So I every session I feel is something unique and is a unique masterpiece. And if you want to dive deeper, our amazing Wouter, I really need to celebrate him because he does the recordings and he's cutting them. And after a very, very short time, he's a master in this super speed time. He's uploading it and telling us it's ready here for you. So the replay is basically immediately ready for you to rewatch it, or for those who missed that session, that they can watch it. So, and we have a huge collection for all of you, so don't miss that one. It's even now a bit ordered by topics, so I really invite you to browse through our treasure that we have for you. And now I hand it over to our lovely Jovial, because Jovial was the one that brought Sonya into our space. They have a story, and I would love that she tells a little bit how they crossed ways and how they connected with each other. So Jovial, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, Inken. Happy Sunday, everyone. So I'm glad to be with you guys today, a beautiful Sunday. And one of the missions for us, the Light Warrior community, is to be the light you want to see, right? So we want to make sure that we bring the light workers to our space. So here comes Sonya. She's our guest of the day. And how do I know Sonya? So Sonya and I met actually a few years ago in a yoga teacher training. So she's a yoga teacher like myself. And we both actually click immediately as soon as we join the program because we are doing a virtual thing. So it's kind of hard to find like a soul that connect with you. So Sonya is actually that person. That's why we quickly become like a close friends, and we practice together a lot. And then we practice with Sri Adi Singh as well, which is going to be one of our guests in February. So stay tuned on that. So Sonya she's very spiritual, and she's like a healer, and she loves cats. So, you know, the woman who loves cats have a lot of love, right? So that's what I always think about her. And she also like Halloween. So it's kind of like a little bit like mystery part of her that that's how we start our conversations, which is like the moon. Like moon is one of our conversations, like that get us connect, especially with full moon and all those rituals that we are doing. So we start sharing a lot of our common interests, and I invited her to Light Warrior, and then she loved it immediately because I feel like she's a very authentic person. She like everything authentic. So I say, why don't you come and join us? And then she come for a couple of sessions and she loved it. And I was like, maybe you can consider offering some service, like share your gift with everyone, with your talents and everything. And she immediately said yes. So I'm very grateful for her to be here today. And I'll pass it to Sonya. Sonya, please go ahead and show your shine and just share your gift to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jovial, for that absolutely wonderful and very sweet introduction. It's an actual pleasure. Wonderful to be here with hello, Light Warrior Collective crew. It's really great to be here. I have attended your past sessions before, and I think it's so wonderful that you provide a safe space for us to explore new knowledge and to share information with one another. And I think that is just awesome. And that's what the world needs. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And so as mentioned, I'm Sonya Molina, and I'm a clinical therapist and a licensed clinical therapist and certified yoga instructor. And I've been studying psychology for the past 15 plus years, along with metaphysical studies and those type of topics. And so currently I'm running a private practice specializing in working with highly sensitive people and spiritually minded people, since I didn't find that there was this niche out there. And so in order to help people find their creative light, get back in alignment with themselves, and in order to help let their sunshine shine. And so that's what I'm currently doing. And along the way, I have seen so many different ways in which our emotional, baggage has just caused us from not reaching our goals, and has caused us to stay small and not fulfill our big dreams. So I've used a lot of different modalities and a lot of different tools along the way. And the one that I'm going to bring to you today and share with you is one of my favorites, which is EFT, so emotional freedom technique, also known as tapping and tapping for acupuncture. And it goes by a lot of different names, but we'll be referring it to EFT and tapping for today. And the reason I love this is because it is gentle. It is very empowering. I mean, it literally puts you in the driver's seat of your healing. And it also has really long-term sustaining results. So all those things are absolutely wonderful. So for our session today, as our time together, I am going to tell you a little bit about EFT, and then I will show you the tapping sequence, and then lead us in a tapping session so that you can feel empowered to do this on your own. So you have the tools that you can do this for yourself. And then also help ground us back to the present moment by leading us in a guided meditation. So that is our time together for today. And so I think it was mentioned, it'd be great if you had something to drink, and then also a piece of paper and something to write with. So that, because there'll be a point in which we were going to write something down. And so you might want to have that available. So I'll give you a second to do that. Okay. All right. So I'll just get started by telling you a little bit about the history of EFT. So EFT the EFT we know today is been adapted by Craig Gregg, who originated his findings off of Roger Callahan. And Roger Callahan was a clinical psychotherapist who specialized in stress and anxiety disorders. He was working with a woman who had a horrible phobia with water. And after working with her for many months, nothing was working. All these different modalities he tried, nothing was working. And so he was also studying the acupuncture points at the time. And she had mentioned that the stress and distress she felt was located in her stomach. So he knew that by studying the acupuncture points, that the location towards the stomach is located, the acupoint is under the eye. So he said, okay, why don't you just try tapping there? She did, and lo and behold, it caused immense relief to her trauma and her stress, and she was able to be really free with water, and it was just profound knowledge. And so from there, obviously, we've got the EFT that we know today and love. So that's how we are where we are, and new studies always being done, and obviously new areas. We're always adapting that to expand EFT. So EFT is rooted in Chinese and Eastern medicine's 3,000-year-old healing practice of acupuncture, and acupuncture is based on balancing opposing yet interconnected forces, this electrical field that is the body, the yin and the yang. And so, and that embodies, the mind, the body, the spirit, and emotions. So it's this collective unit that everything is connected with everything, and everything is energy. So, trying to get everything in alignment. So EFT consists of tapping on meridian points to influence the subtle electrical energy that runs through the body. And, energy psychology holds that, well, negative emotions are not caused by the memories associated with the trauma, but by the disruptions in the energy system within the body. And that's where you get trapped, your emotions get trapped. And so then your meridian system, which is the vital life force pathway, it's a pathway in your body, the electrical pathway in which prana and chi flow. So if you have that getting disrupted, then energy isn't flowing, and therefore you have a disruption in that energy system. So what we found is that tapping on these meridian points helps lower the arousal of the amygdala. So then what is the amygdala, right? The amygdala is located behind the brainstem, and it is hardwired to focus on the negative. It scans the environment and it looks for danger and threat. And then it helps make, memories with this new knowledge of fear. So it helps that area of the brain categorize these fearful events so that, it can keep you safe. But interesting enough, the amygdala does not register the concept of time, nor does it register logic. So this means that you can think about a memory, and then all of a sudden it can trigger these emotions of distress when you are not actually in harm's way. You're perfectly safe, but yet the amygdala is getting activated and it's starting to fire. And so it's obviously thinking that the event is happening right now. And so then all of a sudden, we've got the amygdala starts sending these signals to the hypothalamus, which starts activating the parasympathetic system, fight and flight. You start getting adrenaline and cortisol getting released, and hence, your body thinks that you're not safe. So when we're tapping on these meridian points, it is acting like a pattern interrupt. It's sending the signal that, okay, you're actually, we're lowering the amygdala to tell the amygdala, actually, I'm safe. And I can process this memory that's bringing up these negative emotions in a safe way so that that memory can now move forward. And then the body is relaxing. So I hope that, I know that was a lot of information, but I hope that it kind of makes sense just a little bit about the body and what we're thinking when it comes to tapping and how it's helping us. But the truth is, no one really knows exactly how or why EFT works. We just know it works. And so, some might think that it's a bias, but yet people who don't believe in EFT, it works for them too. So, that's the fact is it works. And if you've really got nothing to lose, you've got everything to gain. So I would always say, so they say, just give it a try, because it is something that it can't hurt you. It can only help you. And it's literally at your fingertips, literally healing is at your fingertips. And so that is always worth giving something a try. And it's definitely something that you can have amazing, wonderful results from. So, So what I'm going to do is we are going to go through now the tapping areas. And if you think about this, this is quite innate. It's already kind of built into us. So think about like when you're stressed, you typically like rub your forehead, or you're like, you know, touch your temples, or you're when you feel lost for words, you'll grab at your throat, or if you're panging at your heart, if you have heartache, or why we pat a baby on its back when he's distressed. You know, touch is very healing. So if you think about it, this is a really innately within us anyways. And so it's just getting back in alignment with yourself. So I will show us the areas in which we are going to tap. And just a side note, why I mentioned that you're going to want to drink water, or why we're going to want to drink something, is so you want to see this as like a massage, right? Like when you go get a massage, they tell you to drink a lot of water because you are releasing the toxins right under like the skin, and it's bringing them to the surface. And same thing here, you know, we're releasing all these energetic patterns inside the body, and they're, you know, they need somewhere to go. We want to flush them out. So I always like to take a drink of water before we start. And then after we end as well. And water is, you know, a conduct of energy. So it helps, you know, helps the energy flow anyways. And it's great to stay hydrated. So we've got lots of good reasons there. And if you make any mistake or you feel like you're skipping a point, that's totally fine. Keep going. It's really highly forgiving. And so you really can't make a mistake. It's more so with your intention of wanting and going with the motion. So that's your caveat to not be so serious with this. So typically when we start, we do an activation statement, and that is the intention of what we're going to focus on. And so you can actually even tap on your doubts about tapping. And so we'll do that as our practice. So we will use our karate chop or the side of our hand as our activation point. And typically we say something, our activation statement about 3 times to really get it, like, you know, into the system of that's what we're focusing on. So we would tap here first. I'm just going to show you the points there. And then from there, we would go in between the eyebrows, and you would tap right here. And you can use both fingers. You can alternate, like it's honestly the way you would like to do it. You do it with one, and then you're going to follow the optical bone out to the side of the eye in between, like at center with the pupil, and you would tap in this location. And then follow the optical bone down to the center of your pupil, and you would tap here on this bone. And then from there, our next spot is between the nose and the lip. This is your next spot. And then following that down or here to the chin, that little divot, we tap here. And then next we come to the collarbone area. There's like a little dip in between the little sore spots. You would tap here, and you can alternate. Some people like to use a full palm to make sure they really get it, or you can use your 2 fingers. You can do any way that feels comfortable for you. And then from there, we would go about 4 inches underneath our arm, about where the bra strap might lie. I don't know if you know. Or there. And then on top of the head to close off the round. This is a really great to also just let you know, like, you know, you're grounded and also helps complete the round to come back to your crown chakra. So that is the sequence of tapping. And the second part of this is our intention statement, our statement of intention, in order to focus in on what it is we are trying to release, or what it is that's causing us distress that we want to target. And so right now we're just going to do a quick little practice round. So take a drink of water. Okay, so you're just going to repeat after me as we go through the tapping sequence. Okay, so even though I feel silly trying this technique, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel silly trying this technique that I don't think is going to work, I'm willing to give it a try because I love and accept myself. Even though I really don't want to be trying this weird technique, I'm going to give it a try because I love and accept myself. In between the eyes. Even though this feels weird, and I don't really like feeling weird, I'm willing to give this a try because I love and deeply accept myself. Outside of the eyes. Even though this feels strange, and I'm not sure it's going to work, I'm willing to give it a try because I love and deeply accept myself. Underneath the eyes. Even though this feels strange and I don't like being pushed out of my comfort zone. Underneath the nose. I'm willing to try something new because I deserve to explore new opportunities. Underneath the lip. Even though people might see me and think I'm weird doing this, I'm willing to give it a try because trying new things is good. Collarbones. Even though people might criticize me for trying something that looks odd to them, I'm willing to give this a try because I want to heal. Underneath the arm. Even though this feels strange and I'm skeptical, I deeply, lovingly accept myself for trying. Top of the head. Even though I don't like feeling uncomfortable around others I don't know, I'm really proud of myself for trying something new. And then relax your arm. So that was the sequence, and you can see how it kind of can go. And the reason why I mentioned having a piece of paper is sometimes things come up along the way, like, oh, this feeling came up, or oh, what is that? Or you might have an emotional reaction to something. You might want to also take a sip of water. And this gives you like a roadmap then to write something down, like, oh, I felt triggered about that. That's where I go next. So typically though, so we would want to come up with something that really brings us distress. And so since we are heading into the last week of the first month of the year, and I know we've got a lot of like resolutions and goals that we've like planned for the new year, you might start feeling a little stressed at this point of like, oh gosh, oh yeah, I want to complete these goals. Like, how am I going to get this done? Or, oh, you know, time is ticking here. I've only got 11 months left, whatever it is. So for our session, we're going to focus on feeling worried about these goals. So what I'm going to have you do is come up with what it is that brings you distress right now. When you think about a goal you have for yourself for this year, or something you really want to accomplish, but you're not sure how you're going to do it, write that down. And it's best to be as specific as possible. So that way we can really tap into those emotions. And since we're doing this collectively, there is this thing called the bystander buy-in, in which when you're doing it collectively as a group, even though we're focusing, and I might be saying things that isn't specific to your topic or your concern, it still will, subconsciously, it's working in the background. But when you're doing this personally for yourself, you want to make sure you're definitely being more specific. So now that you have that written, we are going to do a subjective units of distress, which are called SUDs. So what SUDs are is just, we're going to rate this concern that we have, this distress we're feeling, on a scale from 0, meaning I'm absolutely feeling wonderful, I have no distress, to 10, 10 being like, it's very traumatic, I can't think about this without it causing severe emotional reaction. So from 0 to 10, rate that number of what you're feeling with that concern. Okay, so now that you have that done, I like to ground myself before we start. And so that would look like this, so that we're going to take a deep breath as we center ourselves. So take a deep breath, allow your belly to rise. And with an open mouth exhale, make some noise. I am here now. Again, take a deep breath. And exhale, make some noise. I am present in this moment. One last time, take a deep breath. And exhale, make some noise. Be present here. Okay. So you can open your eyes and we can start with our activation. So getting your side of your hand in place, you're gonna start tapping as we get our statement of intent. Even though I'm worried that I won't achieve the goals I have set forth for myself this upcoming year, I deeply and lovingly love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling really worried and stressed about all the goals I've set for myself this upcoming year, I deeply and lovingly love and accept myself. Even though it makes me feel very overwhelmed and I'm worried about all these goals I've set for myself, I deeply and lovingly love and accept myself. Center of the eyes. Even though it feels stressful at times when I think about the goals I've set, I deeply and lovingly love and accept myself. Outside of the eyes. Even though it is stressful to think about all the steps that are involved in completing this goal, I know that it's worth giving them a try. Underneath the eyes. Even though it feels scary to think about not succeeding at these goals, I'm willing to give it my best shot because I love myself. Underneath the nose. Even though all these goals are set before me because I made them, it still sometimes feels overwhelming. Underneath the lip. Even though these goals are set to help me achieve my goals, they still can cause a lot of stress for me. Collarbone. Even though I've set these goals because they're going to make me happy in the long run, right now I'm feeling really stressed with them. Underneath the arm. Even though it feels scary to not succeed at these goals that I've set for myself, I know it's worth giving my full effort because I love and accept myself. Top of the head. Even though I'm worried that I don't have the right support system to complete these goals, I'm willing to search for the right support system because it's worth reaching my goals. Between the eyes, even though it feels overwhelming to try to find the right support system, I trust the universe will provide the path that I need to follow. Outside of the eyes, even though it takes a lot of trust to put all my worries aside, I'm willing to do so because I love and support myself. Underneath the eyes, even though the idea of putting myself out there and not succeeding is really scary. Underneath the nose, I deeply love and accept myself for trying despite being scared. Underneath the lip, it is okay to feel scared. Collarbones, it is okay to feel uncomfortable, and it is okay to feel scared. Underneath the arm, despite feeling scared, I know I am safe and I am supported. Top of the head, even though it is scary to not feel, I know what the next avenue is. I know that I have the tools within me to trust the process. Last round in between the eyes. Even though I feel anxious about these goals, I'm feeling a little better about knowing I have the strength to give them a try. Outside of the eyes, even though at times I might feel overwhelmed, I know I have the option to tap on it, and that makes me feel better. Underneath the eyes, even though I might procrastinate sometimes in order to self-sabotage, I recognize this behavior. Underneath the nose. And despite procrastinating on my goals, I still love and deeply accept myself. Underneath the lip. Even though I realize my procrastination has me having a fear of failure, I'm willing to recognize this. Collarbones. Even though this feel of failure is still present, I still deeply love and accept myself. Underneath the arm. It is okay to fear failure, but I won't let it control me. Top of the head. It is okay to face my fears so I can reach my goal despite feeling and fearing failure. Gently relax your hand down to your lap, taking a drink of water. Take a minute and go back to your SUDS level and write down now how you feel when you think about that distressing thought you first came up with. Also notice if anything else came up for you while you were doing this, And take a note on that too. Your level might have gone down, and that's great. That means you are really getting at these energetic blocks that have been subconsciously stopping you. You might not have a change in number, and that's great because that tells you, okay, I have to keep going, or I have to tackle a different aspect that might have came up. Or you might have noticed that it has completely gone away. And that's great because you know that, all right, I uncluttered something. But regardless, this has given you a stepping stone. This has given you a path that you can follow and continue to use to help you uncover some blockages. And that is really powerful because now you have somewhere to go with this where you might not have known where to go before. This is much like trying to clear a forest, in which you can't clear a forest with one fell swoop. You have to clear it tree by tree. And so these aspects that come up while you're tapping are these little trees. And sometimes you can't see the big, large tree in the center of the forest because you've got all these little trees in the way. And so we've got to clear those little trees down before we can get to the large tree, before the forest will fall. And I'm definitely not for deforestation, but the analogy still stands. And that is really what's important, is that this is much like something that is a continual process and something that you can keep going with. So that is a little bit about how EFT works and how you can use it to tackle anything, and literally anything. If you're not sure if you can use it for a certain topic, try it because the chances are you can. And it's really empowering because it's in your fingertips, like healing is in your fingertips. So from there, I would like to lead us in a guided grounding meditation, because what happens is obviously you kind of stirred up some emotions, you kind of have gotten some things going in your body, much like a snow globe, like a snow globe of emotions kind of are running. And in order to continue your day, I'd like to bring our energy back to the present, and so that you can feel grounded in your energy. So I'm going to give you a moment here and ask you to go ahead and put yourself in a comfortable position. This can be either lying down, or if you want to relax and sit back, whatever feels comfortable for you. You can go ahead and do that now. And as we begin, just want you to start noticing your breath. Just start noticing the rise and the fall of your belly. The breath coming in through your nostrils and the breath deflating as it comes out. You're just noticing these things. And then start bringing your attention to the area in which you are being supported right now by the earth. It might be your bum or your full back if you're laying down. Just start putting your focus on this area where you're being supported and grounded by the earth. Allowing your breath to deepen now. Allowing the rise and the fall to go deeper and allowing yourself to just be present with this cradling of the earth on your back. I want you to imagine now that there's this cord attached to your tailbone. You'll see yourself letting this cord fall down, like a bungee cord. It drops down, down, down to the center of the core of the earth. And it gets anchored there. And you feel it tug a little, but yet you know you're stable where you are now. But that this cord is now rooted in the center of the earth. Bringing your attention to the top of your head, I want you to start scanning your head, scanning your eyes of all that you've seen, maybe some thoughts that have come up during this. Anything that doesn't serve you or that you'd really like to just let go, let it be absorbed now by this cord. This cord takes it down to the center of the earth and absorbs it. Come back now to your mouth and your ears, anything that you might have heard before that just isn't really serving you anymore, any old outdated beliefs or agreements, any words spoken that weren't very nice and you don't want them anymore, maybe things you've said to yourself or you've heard other people say. This cord is more than happy to accept those and to take them away from you. It absorbs them down to the center of the earth, and down the cord they go. Bringing your attention to your shoulders and your chest and your throat. Seeing if there's anything there that would like to be released. Anything on your shoulders, any burdens that you've been carrying that you would like to just have be absorbed by this cord as it takes it away into Mother Gaia, who accepts it lovingly, letting it go. Scanning now your chest, your heart, and your pelvic bowl, the center of creation. Letting go of anything that has stopped your heart from fully loving and being open, either to yourself or to others. Anything that's stifled your creativity or your passions. Letting it go down this cord as it absorbs down into Mother Earth, has now fallen away from you. Bringing your attention now to your legs that help you get one step in front of the other, and your feet that help ground you to the earth. Seeing if there's anything here that's attached or came up for you that's ready to be released, that's prevented you from going forward in your goals. Allowing that to gently be absorbed by this cord, as the cord lovingly accepts this and takes it away down into the earth's core. Scanning your body one more time, starting from your head, working your way down. See if there's anything else that might be coming up for you or that is still lingering. And imagine this cord now is turned to a vacuum and it sucks anything else that was trying to linger. And it takes it down to the earth where it gets transmuted and transformed into something else. Now that you're done with this cord and have removed everything that no longer serves you, you gently detach it from your tailbone. And like a bungee, it retracts back down to the center of the earth, trusting that the earth will transmute it into something else, and you are now free of it. Bringing your attention now, you should be feeling so much more lighter now, so much more lighter that you don't have all of that anymore. And you're wanting to feel bright. Bring your attention to the top of your head where there's a bubble. And this bubble is wanting to be filled with all of your energy that might be scattered all around the world or with other people. So start calling back your energy with any person, any place, anything, any event, any situation, any dream state, any parallel universe or alternative realm. You're calling back all of this beautiful positive energy, and it's getting absorbed into this bubble with bright prana and beautiful light. And you start feeling this bubble get bigger and bigger on the top of your head until it's weighing quite heavy now. And so get your fingers and you pop this bubble, and this bubble allows now this energy to start getting absorbed into you. So with each inhalation, you let this beautiful energy start coming into you and taking over all the parts of your mind as it works its way down to your shoulders, down to your midsection, down to your legs, through your arms. All this beautiful prana energy that is yours, that you've called back, but it's so big and it's so bright that you can't contain it. It starts now expanding out to your auric field, even larger now, so beautiful and bright that now it starts filling your room, it starts filling your house, it starts filling your neighborhood. You allow this beautiful energy to just continue to grow, and it goes through your whole state, goes over oceans and water, and connects to other countries. You might find others who are sharing their light right now too. And as you pass each other's light, your light intensifies and it gets even brighter. For you are all filling each other and the world with light. So now that this whole world is filled around you with light and love, you ask that this light and love be contained within you for the day so that you can carry this forward. So you can carry this forward as you go out into the world. So you see another shield come around your bubble of light that just engulfs it. So now that you can hold this light further and longer, just sitting here and enjoying this light, really immersing yourself in it, soaking it up. You start gently allowing your attention to come back to that place where your body is being cradled by the earth. Allowing your attention to remind you that you are supported in the here and in the now. Allowing your breath to have a little bit more intention as you put your attention on your breath. And you gently start wiggling your fingers, your toes. And you start bringing your awareness back. You gently start rubbing your palms of your hands together, quickening them so that you can feel a little bit of heat. This is the physical heat that you've now brought in. This is the heat of your energy in this realm. And after you've gotten a really good amount of heat, cup your hands over your eyes, absorbing in this heat and this energy. Gently start sinking your eyes into your palms as you bring yourself back into awareness. And slowly bring your hands in front of you as you stare into your palms of your hands, admiring the beautiful mandala that your hands have created. I want to thank you for allowing me to be with you today. And I hope that you share your beautiful gift and your beautiful light with the world and share your harmony. And it's been a real pleasure being able to share this wonderful practice with you. So thank you so much.